What's going on, everybody? Beatdown Brown here, continuing to give you guys some good options for in-ears, for stage, studio, church, whatever you're using it for. And today we're talking about SIMGOT again. I got another pair of ears from SIMGOT to tell you about. My introduction to SIMGOT started with the EN700 Pros. These were the ones that sort of sold me on the company. And then we went on to the EM2s. The EM2s are that super sexy looking ear candy that I showed y'all in the last review. Those were a step down from the 700 Pros. Today, I'm going to show you the MT3s. And the MT3 is the third rung down from the top. The 700 Pros, of course, being the flagship. And then the EM2s, one step under that. And then a step under the EM2s are the MT3s. So more and more people are starting to discover these SIMGOT ears. They're a little bit more than you might see like a KZ or a TRN ear, but it's a different ear entirely. Like these, kind of going after the premium kind of market, but still affordable. You know what I mean? So everything is still under 200 bucks, but they look and feel a bit more expensive than they actually are. Now the unboxing experience isn't as fancy as you might get with, say, the 700 Pros or the EM2s, but when you see this box, man, you're gonna get a pretty good idea of the quality that you're gonna get when you open it up. As a matter of fact, this box is so solid and well put together, you're not gonna wanna throw it out. Now, build quality is something that SIMGOT takes a little bit of pride in, and it's pretty evident when you look at their ears. And these really aren't any different, even though they're a few steps down from the high end. When you take the tips off of the earpieces, you can get a really good idea of that because these look super solid the way they're put together. So these guys have this sort of what appears to be like a high-grade plastic, and it's got this cool sort of matte metal plate on it with their Meteor logo on there. Another thing that seems to be pretty consistent with the SIMGOT in-ears is the quality of the cable. Like this cable is a 4-core copper braided cable, and again, like they got like some of the best looking and best built cables that you might find on a set of in-ears. Like the 2-pin connector on the actual earpiece, like the way they designed that on the cable itself feels super solid. Like there's no fear of actually breaking or bending one of these 2 pins. And it's just super easy to just pop on. So let's talk about sound for a second. As far as the sound on these MT3s, if you prefer your in-ears bass heavy, you're gonna dig these. If you're a bass player, awesome. If you're a drummer that incorporates a lot of electronics into your kit, you know, if you're triggering lots of loops, samples, whatever, if you play a lot of electronic music, or if you're playing an electronic kit, you're gonna dig these ears, man. The bass presence is nice and thick in these things. The mids, I kind of noticed there's a little bit of an arc in the mids. It might have been just a couple of songs that I was listening to. But I also noticed on stage, like there's a bit of an arc in the mid-range, but that also means very present vocals. So if that's a thing, then you're gonna dig that about these ears. Like the vocals really stand out ahead of the bass. As far as the high end goes, it's not like super sharp. There weren't any sort of serious sibilance issues that I noticed with these. But the actual sound profile on these ears is pretty comfortable. Like you're not gonna notice anything lacking, or you're not gonna notice that there's too much, really, of anything. You get a decent amount of headroom with these ears as well. Like you're not gonna have to crank it to get a decent amount of volume on these things. If you're at church, you got an Aviom system or something like that, you should be able to keep your main volume on your Aviom just under the halfway point to get a good amount of volume on these. because of the quality of the cable, like you're not going to experience any kind of distorting or anything like that. As with the other two previous SIMGOT ears that I showed you, you do get the two different types of ear tips. So one is for enhanced bass, one is for enhanced mids and highs. So, you know, you can try to mess around with those if you want. You actually will notice a little bit of a difference when you switch the ear tips out. Now, as far as the fit and the isolation, one of the things that you're going to really like about all of the SIMGOT ears is that they're steady sticking with the small earpiece design. I love the small earpiece design, man, because you can really get them in there nice and snug. It's just going to improve the isolation and the fit. And for drummers, man, we can't stop to adjust, right? So you're going to want something that's going to stay in there. And of course, the other thing that I absolutely love about any in-ear that has them, this baked in flex wire has got to become a standard thing. No more flexible friggin' metal wire, like just be done with that altogether. So all of the SIMGOT ears have these sort of flex cables and they're really nice and snug. So that's also going to improve on the fit. So with the stock silicone tips, you do get a good amount of isolation. I can still hear a little bit of what's going on around me, but I'm the type of drummer that kind of likes that. Like I don't really like 100% isolation. I still want to hear a little bit of my kit, like the natural sound of my kit. So a little bit of that is going to get through, but you're going to get at least 75 to 80% good isolation with these things in your ears. So I did forget to mention that these are just a single driver ear. Like I don't know how they're able to get such a wide range out of just one driver, but they do, and they sound great. These are about 70 bucks on Amazon, Amazon US, that is. They're available in the same 5 colors as the EM2. So there's black, clear, pink, green, and purple. Now I do have one gripe about these ears, just one, and it's a little bit petty, but I'm not a big fan of the bag. This mesh bag is actually pretty messy. And by that I mean, when I opened up the box, I noticed that there was a bunch of these little kind of half moon shavings at the bottom of the box. And I discovered that they came from the bag. So the bag can be a little bit on the messy side. I just kind of suggest, you know, if you're going to get these, just spring an extra 15 or 20 bucks, get a good little hard shell case for them. It's going to be better protection anyway. So yeah, man, if you're currently looking for a set of ears under 100 bucks, take a look at these. Again, these are about 70 bucks on Amazon US. You're going to be pretty impressed with what you get for the money. So yeah, check them out, man. Put them on your list anyway to try out. I'll throw the Amazon link in the description box if you're interested. Other than that, that's it, man. Thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe. See you in the next one.